I'm John Murdy, creative director of Halloween Horror Nights and producer of Halloween Horror Nights.
And I am Chris Williams, production designer and art director of Halloween Horror Nights.
And if you've been following us in social media and on Twitter, we have a big announcement to make today. Are you guys ready for a Maze announcement? All right, why don't we roll video?
Tonight, I think he'll come back.
Halloween, Michael Myers comes home to Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Studios Hollywood. Are you guys excited?
I'm here with John Murdy and Chris Williams of Halloween Horror Nights, and oh boy, it's going to be a really great year this year for you guys. So with Orlando's success last year in Halloween, and 2009 being a fan favorite in the Hollywood Park, you know, how are you guys handling bringing it to a modern audience again?
Well, I think it's the thing Chris and I always talk about is no matter how successful a maze is, if we ever come back to revisit it, we don't want to just recreate what we did in the past. And that was the first thing you told me when we sat down.
Yeah, we kind of take our learnings and move things forward and push it up to a higher level, and that's what we're looking at trying to do this time around, actually.
And one of the things this time that's very much a part of the movie was kind of emphasizing that almost paranormal quality that Michael Myers has in the movie. You know, whether it's you see him by the hedge and then he disappears, or you see him through a window and then he disappears, those are all things we really wanted to touch on this time around.
Yeah, we're actually entering into the house that has the Myers house, but more of a decrepit look. Prior last time it was more of a clean and pristine kind of look just right after the murder, but we're taking a different approach this time.
I'm also excited that this time we're taking you into the Myers house kind of as the bookend of the maze. You start there and you end there, and when you end there you actually go into Michael's room, because you never get to see that in the film, and we get to kind of use our imaginations and bring that to life.
Yes.
Now, was there any question about the fan reaction to announcing this maze again?
No, I had no doubt the fans would flip out, because, in the past, whenever we've asked our fans what they'd like to see at Halloween Horror Nights, it doesn't matter what year it is, Halloween is always like in the top 5 choices every single year, because that's the power of that original John Carpenter film. It stood the test of time, and it's forever going to be associated as one of the greatest horror movies ever.
It's got such a huge legacy that, it would continue on. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So, you guys work together on the mazes. I wanted to ask a little bit about the process of bringing a maze back. Do you find it more difficult to bring a maze back to Horror Nights or acquire a new IP?
I never really thought of it.
No, I haven't either.
I suppose in some ways it is harder to bring them back, because, especially if it was successful. And Halloween, The Life and Crimes of Michael Myers, that we did in 2009, that's kind of in our fans' mind, because it was early in our history of Horror Nights. We started it back up in 2006. It was only 3 years into our kind of reinvention of Horror Nights. I think it's taken on almost a legendary status, and especially with people that never got to see it. So I think you have such a high mark right out of the gate that you have to hit. So I think in some ways it's more difficult that way.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
And how do you guys deal with fan feedback when a maze has either one, maybe not been announced and leaked, or with a maze that's been announced and hasn't been experienced yet?
Kill them.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And I have one last question. We ask everyone, what's your favorite horror film?
Ooh, well, I have to divide that into two categories. Modern horror, like meaning, later than 1960, the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life is The Exorcist. But my favorite horror film classic would be Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, same here. Bride of Frankenstein, absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Horror Nights starts September 18th, and I cannot wait. And thank you guys again. Thank you. It was a great panel, and we cannot wait to experience Halloween. And I'm done.